What it do, familiar? It's your boy Taxi Png. We are back at it again. We got another one. You guys always ask me this question, so I thought, why not make a video? This video is about to be real, raw, and unfiltered. So no, it's not gonna have a lot of that extra stuff in there. It's gonna be pure information and pure free game. You guys always ask me, all right, Taxi, how do I travel with gear? So here it goes. First thing, choose your gear with purpose. All right, you guys, do not be bringing anything that's just in case. Make sure that whatever you bring has purpose and has a need. It may take you 1, 2, 3, 4 different trips before you find out what gear with purpose even really means, because you might think that something matters, something has purpose, or you're going to need this, but you don't really know because you haven't traveled enough yet with your gear to be able to find out, right? So I would definitely say take the essentials. If you're a content creator like me, and you also create content, have your content camera. I use my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is right here. And then I have my tripod. We're gonna get into that later, right? So I travel with these things. I take my essentials. I know that I have the DJI and I have my Sony a7R5, which is right here. I'm gonna show you guys this one as well. Sony a7R5, I have my ND filters for both of those as well. If I know that I'm gonna take a Sony, cool. I'm gonna take my DJI, cool. Now you have to think what all accessories will come with that Sony for me to be able to do business with that Sony. What all accessories come for the DJI for me to be able to do business with the DJI. You guys ask, can I bring batteries on? Can I bring my AD200 onto the plane? Yes, you can. I put my AD200 in my carry-on. If you guys are flying Spirit or Frontier, I always recommend to have everything that you need in your personal book bag. Okay, if you're gonna be having a like a carry-on item, and not just a personal item, I travel with my personal item in a travel book bag. So I just got the travel book bag. I'm about to go to North Carolina, so I'm going to be having this book bag. I'm going to do a review on this book bag and more on this later. But it has 28 internal pockets and it has 3 very, very large, very large like compartments with 28 internal pockets, and then it also has, it's got hella space, all right? So this is a travel book bag. This is not a camera bag, okay? So I usually use, for me, this is me, I use travel book bags as camera bags because they look a lot less like a camera bag, 1. 2, they're usually a lot less expensive. 3, they usually have a lot more functions than a camera bag sometimes, right? Depending on what kind of bag you have. 4, I'm able to put clothes in it still because I travel Frontier and Spirit majority of the time, I'm telling you guys. And when I'm traveling, I want to be able to make sure that I'm able to bring one bag with me, but a good bag is a good size. So have that bag that I use, and I also have my other travel bag that's tucked away that I used before. Now it was like that was a lot cheaper, but I had to use compartments. So when I would travel with that one, I would use little compartments like this. I'm gonna show you guys. So I would get a regular travel bag with big open space in the middle, and I would have multiple little compartments like this, put my AD200 and maybe my camera body inside of here, and then all of my different cords, my DJI inside of here. And these would go inside of the book bag just like so. And I would always put my clothing to the bottom. So this is for somebody who's traveling with only one. So if you're only traveling with one bag, right, this is for you, right? If you're traveling with 2 bags, put your clothes inside of the carry-on item. Put all of your gear inside of your book bag because your book bag need to come on the plane with you, all right? If you have a tripod, fold your tripod up, put it on the side of your book bag. Make sure that your tripod is a good enough size to where it does not peak above your book bag. Meaning, when you put your tripod into the side of your book bag, it needs to be the same size as your book bag. If your tripod is higher, bigger, or whatever than your book bag, you may need to get a new tripod or try to hold it in your hand so you can slide through. So if you bring a tripod onto the plane, make sure to bring the tripod without the case. If you bring the tripod with a tripod case, then they're gonna call that another bag. They're gonna call that a personal item. They're gonna try to charge you. So bring the tripod by itself. I used to bring skateboards on when I used to travel and all that different type of stuff. I used to bring my electric skateboard with me when I went to New York City, and it was perfectly fine because I traveled while having it and I was holding it, right? So I was holding it, I would attach it to my book bag to where it looks like it's one thing and it's on my person. It's not in a bag. If it was in a bag, they're going to call that another item. They're going to call that another bag, but it's not physically a bag, so they can't call it a bag. So my tripod, I'm trying to close it right now so I can show you how it looks when it fits, because this is a physical travel tripod. And I got this tripod obviously for travel. It's in the name that I would always use, that I have down there too, that also used to work. So I'm going to show you that. Hold on. So this is my current travel tripod, and this one down here is my old travel tripod. So as you guys can see already, this is the one I used to travel with before. There's immediately a size difference. You guys can immediately see the size difference, right? So I used to put this on the side of my book bag, but now I no longer do that because I'm not using this one anymore. But I used to have to take the shaft out of the middle. So I used to have to take this little piece out of the middle, and I used to have to put it into the side of the book bag so that way I was able to be the right size. So now I don't have to worry about that because I have this tripod. It's a very expensive tripod. The one that's lighter and less weight is even more expensive. But this one, I'll show you guys an example. is able to fit right inside the book bag just like so, and it doesn't come out of the like the height, right? So the same height is good. Once this book bag is filled, it will be able to hold the weight and stuff like that. Another thing with travel book bags, usually majority of travel bags have a strap, right? So a lot of travel bags will have a strap on the side to be able to help you too. So when you want to like hook something on there, I used to do stuff like that too. I'll put a tripod on the side and I'll be able to hook it on there. Using that strap. So let me get my travel book bag and try to show you guys. So this is my travel book bag that I usually would always use, and this is my first time using that new book bag that's in the chair. But this is my travel one, so I used to put it on the side, and it has one really big compartment in the middle, and it has a little strap and a little zipper in the back bottom pocket. And with that bottom pocket, you want to put your ID and stuff like that closest to your person. So whatever the closest pocket is to your back, you want to put your ID, your stuff like that, whatever you need, whatever you have, identification, your wallet, your keys for your car, all of that important stuff close to your back, because it's a lot less likely for you to lose it, mess up it, or whatever when you're on the go, right? Also, another thing too that I think about is hard drives, you guys. When you're traveling with your hard drives, you want to travel with your hard drives in some form of hard case. Don't let them stay out by themselves. That's also why I like the lacy drives, and I also like the SanDisk drive, because with these two drives, when you're traveling with them, they majority of the time are okay because they have like that rubber bumper to them, so where they don't have to really, I'm trying to see if I can find one to be able to show you guys, but you just have that rubber bumper to them to where you really don't have to worry too much about you don't really have to worry too much about, you know, them bumping into anything or hitting anything. You can kind of put them in there basically by themselves, but I like to put them in, you know, a good pocket where all of my computer stuff is. So usually my computer stuff goes closest to the biggest pocket to the back of my back, be able to be flat against my back, and then I pack everything else on top of that. The computer I put in last because I don't like to lay it flat and then weigh everything down, because you could break your computer. All right, on to the next point. I have notes right here, real raw, unfiltered. So my travel bag, boom. Keep your gear organized and protected. I already told you guys, make sure you have a lot of padding. I always put my clothes. So after I put my computer, the next thing that goes on top of in the next compartment after my computer, so this bottom back compartment right here, my computer will go inside of here. And now the first thing to go inside of the big compartment will be my clothing, right? And a lot of the times when I'm traveling with that one book bag, if I'm doing a day trip or a 2-day trip, I don't usually need any form of vacuum seal bags or anything like that when traveling. But if I am, I will get vacuum bags, and I do have some vacuum bags. Let me see if they're accessible really quickly for me to be able to even show you guys them. So hold on. This is a vacuum bag, so it has a little suction on top of here as well. And then it comes with like these little things right here, but you can get an even smaller one. So I had to order a really small one that plugs in, and I can use wherever I go. So I would use one of these, put all my clothes in there, lay them flat, and suction them on up, and I'm able to pack them. And yeah, when I'm traveling and I'm packing like that, this is going to be like, you guys this is some unconventional tips, but don't roll your socks up. Like, don't put your socks into like the little ball, because it's going to take up a lot more space than it needs to. Lay your socks flat like you would lay your underwear, or lay your socks flat like you would lay your tank tops, because you're going to get a lot more space, especially when you're using these little vacuum sealed suction cup bags, okay? Continuing with the next points, I'm scrolling down on my notes. Power banks. I always have power banks, always, right? So power banks, I keep these on me, right? So this one is a 50,000 mAh, and I have 2 of these, and then I have one that charges fast. The fast charger one has a 140 watt output, which allows me to charge my computer, my laptop, whenever I'm like, you know, on the go, or if I'm on the plane, I'm actually trying to, you know, do some work while on the physical plane. I'm looking for it and I can't find out where it's set, but it's somewhere. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Hold on. So this is it right here, and this is by Ugreen. So this is by the company Ugreen, and this has a 140 watt output. I love this little guy. I'm always using him. I was charging him, so that's why I had him out there. But I keep him on me because in case I'm ever using my laptop or anything like that, I can quickly use him. He has 2 ports, and both of those ports will charge your phone super fast. And my phone got to 100% from 0 in like 20-30 minutes at max. And that thing goes super. When I say 140 watt output, it charges your phone super fast. Okay. So another thing too is I always keep an extra battery grip. All these links and stuff like that will be down below. This is a battery grip right here for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So everything that goes to DJI, I keep all of that stuff together. The microphone, a little charging cable, all the different types of things. I keep them together. I have my Sony a7R5. I bring that. Then I also bring this little guy, my memorabilia. I'm going to make a video on him soon. I just got him not too long ago. This is my Fujifilm Evo series. I'm going to put a link down below. Is it going to focus? This is my Fujifilm Evo series. Put a link down below. I love this little guy. He is amazing. He's going to help me take the seriousness out of photography, take the seriousness out of it, and like allow myself to just, you know, allow myself to just document, because a lot of the time us as photographers, we forget to just document. We go places and do all these amazing things and forget to just document. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, my auntie just asked me about some food. All right. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Also, so you kind of want to, so you guys say traveling with your camera, right? You want to take apart every piece of your camera, okay? So I have the Sony a7R5. You have the little caps, stuff like that come with your camera, depending on whatever type of camera you have, these little caps. You want to take apart it, unless you use it in your hand. So there's two ways you can go about this. You can pack more stuff in your book bag and then hold your main body of your camera in your hand and have it on your lap and hold it like you would hold a phone. Or you can pack it up nice and tight and use one of those little bags like I was telling you guys, like I use from Godox. I literally have my Godox 8200 bag, and I took the insert out of it and I use this little case right here to put everything inside of. So, and it's very hard, like as you guys can see and hear, look. It's a hard shell. So I have two of those that I'll use, and I will put my cables and everything that has to do with my A7R5 inside of there. My lens goes inside of there, and my 24 to 70 lens can fit in here, as well as my Sony's body. My battery grip cannot fit in there. So I'll put my battery grip somewhere else, all different stuff like that. But yes, if you guys are always asking, can you take your gear on? Yes, you take your gear on. Do I bring my 8200 on? Yes, I bring my 8200 on. How do you travel with a softbox? I always have a small enough softbox to be able to either put, like I said, you guys, in the side of your book bag. Sometimes you might have to sacrifice. Sometimes it's like, are you gonna bring a softbox or are you gonna bring a tripod? Sometimes you gotta bring a softbox or a tripod. Sometimes I bring my tripod that's able to fit inside of here. Sometimes I bring my softbox. But majority of the time I'm bringing a handheld softbox. Whenever we're traveling like that, the most important thing to me be the flash. So I make sure I have my 8200 and I have the things that go with my 8200, right? Like I told you guys, you have to have a thing and then what goes with those things. Your Sony a7R5, then what goes with those. That's how you kind of weed out not overpacking or packing things that are unnecessary. Okay, try to be as light and mobile as you can as possible, especially when I be walking around New York City. I need to make sure that I'm as light and mobile, because you never know, you might have to just real quick, and you don't want to have too much gear on your back, especially you don't have too much gear on your back that you're not even going to end up using. That's the biggest thing. A lot of us will end up having hella gear on our back and all this extra stuff that we don't even end up using. Okay, so really like sit down and think, am I going to actually use this? Because I used to always overpack. My first like 30 flights, I overpacked all of them, and I didn't start stop bringing a little bit of stuff. So I started noticing, oh, I brought this last time and I actually didn't use it. I brought this last time and I actually didn't use it. So why did I keep bringing it? Because I thought maybe I could. If you really don't think you're going to use it, bro, you don't need it, bro, because it's going to be extra weight on your back. You're going to be walking around and you're going to be stressed out. Back up your footage daily. So I have my Sony a7R5, and then I have my little lacy drive. Then I also bring my majority of the time I'm really just bringing my SSDs, from SanDisk, and I'm always backing up. Every time I hit the shoot. Every time I hit the telly, when I hit the telly at nighttime, I'm backing that footage up right there and dumping it. And if I get any time in between, I got my iPad on me, I'm gonna dump that footage while I'm at a coffee shop or wherever I'm at. Right, I'm dumping that footage, because it would really suck to like. You're out and it starts raining and your freaking camera gets corrupted. I know it sucks. I shouldn't have said that. I understand. But bro, you need to be ahead of the draw. You need to think about the worst case scenario and allow the worst case scenario to not happen on you, because you are in control. So after you're done with that shoot, go somewhere nearby, dump that footage, bro, and create a copy. You can leave it on your SD card, but copy it onto something else. That will help you tremendously, because you will never lose your client's footage and you will always have a duplicate directly after. Even if right after you're done with the shoot, you duplicate them right then and there. It doesn't matter. Just duplicate the footage before you lose the footage. All right, we get a lot of comments in the Discord about people are losing footage and this and that, and that's a problem. All right, that's a problem. We had to use disc drill and a whole bunch of different stuff. Join the Discord if you haven't joined it already. It will help you out a lot. I'm telling you, it's going to elevate your photography and you're going to become a better human being. Be ready to shoot quickly. You're moving around a lot, so make sure that you're able to be ready to shoot quickly, because it's basically a run and gun vibe. When you're traveling a lot around, you never know. And I always say, make sure you bring business cards. I always have business cards on me, and I'm always holding my camera or something camera related because it's my business cards, right? So I always have business cards in my pocket, in my cargos. I wear cargos anytime I'm traveling. For one, I always have everything in there. Cargos is a hack because you could bring more gear. I bring hella batteries in my pockets. They can send nothing to me. I can go on there, boom, boom, cool. I even have a vest that I be wearing, my little vest. I don't know where it's at. I would show it to y'all, but I have to find it. But I have a little fishing vest that I use. I'll put the link down below for you guys, and I'll be putting stuff in there too. It's a travel hack when you're flying Spirit and Frontier. I'm telling y'all, little stuff that you could do to be able to help you be able to pack more stuff and bring more stuff. But it's gonna help you, so I'll pack more stuff and stuff like that in my cargo, stuff like that. And when I get to the hotel, I'll offload. So I'll take all the stuff off that I don't need. But if you're out there doing a day trip, travel light, bro. Trust me, because I used to travel places for a day, then travel to the next place for a day, then crash at the airport, travel to the next place for a day. If y'all seen them vlogs, y'all know what it is. When we used to sleep at the airport, I go watch them back. I'm telling y'all, go watch them back. Me and Fab was sleeping on the airport floor. I'm telling y'all, get right. I'm telling y'all. Not lying. Final thing, gear is a tool, all right? So don't stress over bringing everything that you have. Bring the essentials. That's why I always try to show you guys, being minimal and showing you guys you can do everything with one light. One light, one flash, one camera, 8200. You can travel with the 8200. It's small enough to travel with. All these other flashes are really too big for you to be traveling with. The V1 is low-key too big sometimes because it has that circular head. And it's a lot, all right? So I really feel like that 200 watts is worth it for you to be able to have and just travel. You can get very versatile and have fun. You can even fold up a reflector and put it inside of your laptop pocket, and you can bring your iPad and not bring your laptop. You can sometimes sacrifice little things. You can bring an iPad and not a laptop, or a laptop and not an iPad, and just, you know what I'm saying? And also when you're traveling, have a plan, all right? So literally make a bullet point plan of what you're trying to do and things that you want to hit, and try to be realistic with yourself. That's the most important thing. Always be realistic with yourself, because when you're not realistic, you kind of over expect for things to happen, and then your expectations don't get met, and now you get mad at yourself. So don't beat yourself up. Have fun. Go out there and experience life. You guys ask me this a lot, so this is me answering it. I'm gonna make another video if you guys want something in depth that I talked about that I kind of skimmed over. If you guys want me to go back, if I talk too fast, literally put this thing in 0.75 speed and slow it down, because some people don't got good enough attention spans. So I made it quick enough for the family that don't got no good attention spans. So yeah. I love you guys. Make sure to let me down below what else you guys want to know. Join the Discord, join the Patreon. Until next time, Taxi. Yeah. Chewbacca, bitch.
Oh, there's the cookies. Be right back.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.
All right. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home.